Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Alright, we got plenty to do. Plenty to do. So we should just start diving right into it. So, yeah, to focus. Webcam gonna load? Did I leave it unplugged? Maybe I did. Alright, well, we're just gonna disable that webcam overlay for now. I don't want to reach under my computer and turn it off, turn it on and off and all that type of stuff. Alright, so let's see, can I... Ooh, screen sniff, that's interesting. Alright, so close that. We can get rid of that. So let's see. We want to add another folder to our workspace, and that is the Stream Captioner extension, the actual UI. So yesterday we were, or the other day on stream, we were working on getting this up and running and looking good for the stream, or getting it working for the stream. Why aren't my terminals showing up? What we can do is, I guess we can do the terminals down here too, but I kind of want to dedicate it over here. So Twitch, Stream Captioner extension. So let's take a look at this. We got this example extension up and running from what I can remember. Let's see, npm start. Oops. And then I want to bring this, so I want to go over here, refresh this, so it starts running. Yeah, so here's our extension that we ported over to React. One thing I wanted to double check on was I wanted to take a look at the developer rig, Twitch's developer rig, and the example code, wherever the example code lives. Let's see, so source, scripts. Let's see. Let's go to Twitch Dev. How about that? Extension boilerplate, front end only React base sample bot commander, React base front end. Here we go. I want to look at this bot commander example. So what are they using? So we do have to do some more configuration for our extension in order for it to run perfectly fine. We'll have to eject the Babel configs and stuff like that. I wonder if that's worth it, or if we should just actually just use their own thing that they developed. On what token? Backdom. They have a host mode. Interesting. Wonder if we should just try using this as our starting point instead. Oh, we'll just use a hybrid between the two. Okay, let's close all this stuff out. We are going to have to eject the Babel configuration, or not the Babel, the Webpack configuration, and get that set up with different entry points. So let's go ahead and do, I think, npm run eject. Yep, we want to eject app so we can get access to all the dependencies, all the build process, so we can customize it. How's this going? Okay, so this is done. Let's take a look at the package JSON now. So we have all our dependencies for the package JSON. We have Jest installed, some test runner stuff. We need to, we'll have to do some stuff for testing eventually. We'll have to install some packages later on for that. But we definitely have a lot more stuff, but that's because we can support more stuff. This supports more file types and other stuff like that. Okay. So the next thing we want to look at is the configuration, looking at the configuration for our setup. So env, I think we have to worry about this as we're gonna have to modify the path later on from what I can remember. Let's see, so got .env imports app path, public path, where to find, like HTML. So we want to create several different public HTML files that house our app. One being, so we're moving away from an index HTML to other HTML files. So I think I already set this up with some of the initial setup. So what we're gonna do is rename this, and we're gonna do video overlay, just like they have it. Let's take a look at their setup here. So that's looking the same. Delete that. We don't need manifest. Extension line right there. That's good. We can leave this alone for now. Actually, let's just comment it out. And then what's interesting is that they do this. You don't have to do this. Intriguing. And I'm pretty sure every one of these files is going to be the same. And but they're hard including the bundled JS routes. We don't actually have to do this when setting up our configuration. Because I've done this in the past where it'll dynamically inject in the script source tag. So we'll have to look into that. So video overlay, we'll create a couple more HTML files. So we have the video overlay. we need to create also an HTML view for the live config, which is basically, well, there's config and then there's live config. So config is just a configuration page that, let's delete this favicon. Yeah. So the config page is the configuration page for a broadcaster to use. And then I guess we can also publish, or we can also use the set up a live config so they can change things on their live dashboard. So it's going to be a little tiny configuration window on the live dashboard that broadcasters, Twitch streamers always look at for stats and changing the title of their stream and all type of stuff. So I think these are the 3 ones I want to focus on. I think I also set this up to be a video component. Well, I'm not sure if I want this to be a video component though. But we'll just add it in. It doesn't hurt just to make the file video component. And these are just a type of ways the extension can be instantiated. But okay, so we have the various files that we created. So we need to change this to video overlay. So we have to duplicate this for the various sources HTML entry points we made. So video overlay, video component HTML, and then config. And then we also made the live config, or config, not video config HTML, and then live config HTML. Then we need to update these paths to the various things. So this one's video overlay. This one is video component. This one is config HTML. And this one is live underscore config. There. So yeah, that points to the various HTML files, and these paths are going to be used during the developer production configuration, during the build of developer and production. I think we don't have to worry about production yet. We're not going to be doing hosted tests. We're going to be doing local running of it. So I think we'll be safe with that. Let's see, app HTML. So here's where we generate the different injections for index HTML. So this is where it would like inject in the source path into that HTML file. We can just do a shortcut right now and make one entry point. Although I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's look, Webpack, HTML Webpack plugin. There it is right there. Try looking at the docs real quick. We can duplicate this though. So generate video component or video overlay. We'll say video. We'll start with video overlay first. Video overlay. So it injects the script tag. So paths video overlay HTML, and then we're going to do this 4 times. So 4 times, and 1 for each. Video component HTML, config HTML, and then live config HTML. All right. So then So with the example that they have, if we go look at the actual source, I think we'll see, yeah, we'll see multiple different JavaScript entry points too. So these are the HTML, but we need multiple, we need to set up multiple JavaScript entry points. Right now we only have one, I think, and it's configured to index.js. Yeah, so it's configured to index.js. We look at paths. Let's see, is index listed here? Yeah, so app index.js, source index. So let's look up, let's find where app index is found. Ooh. App index.js. So here's the entry points. So right here we have include alternative client. So include an alternative for the client for Webpack Dev Server. A client's job is to connect to Webpack Dev Server by socket, get notified about changes, and save a file. When you save a file, the client will either apply hot updates in case of CSS changes or refresh the page in case of JS changes. When you make a syntax error, the client will display a syntax error overlay instead of the default Webpack Dev. If you use custom one to bring better experience for creating a React app, you can replace the line below these two lines to prefer the stock client. Okay. We include the app code. So finally, here's our code. So we include the app code last so that there is a runtime error during the initialization. Okay. So we're gonna specify different entry points. So I think we're gonna have to, well, we're definitely gonna have to just do this 4 times again for each JavaScript entry point. So we'll name them accordingly. So we'll rewrite. So we'll just duplicate this 4 times. Okay, so this first one is going to be the video overlay JS. Then the next one will be video component JS, and then config JS, rename live config JS. Boom. Okay. So we got those 3. So we got those 4 JS files created. Now let's go back to our paths and start updating our paths. So this one's going to be the video overlay. This one is video component. This one is config. And this one is live config. And then we gotta have to go through and change all these. So this one is, what were they originally called? So app index.js, okay. So we'll call it app video overlay JS. App video component JS. App config JS. And then app live config JS. Alright, so we got the path variables set up pointing to our files. So let's close these various JavaScript files out for now so we can stay focused. So this was changed to app config, or let's start from an order of how we define them. So So this one was app video component app config.js app live config.js. There, we got all our configurations set. And then let's see. So this does not produce a real log file. Virtual path that is served to the Webpack dev server for development. Okay, so we're kind of beyond that. Let's go over here to config. All right, so here are our entry points. Need to make sure that I set this up right. So you always do this once and then you forget about it after doing it. And right now this is probably going to be the third time I'm going to do this, but this is the first time I'm going to do it more sophisticated. So let's see. So for them, they dynamically coded it so that it generates the entry points for each one. So if it's production, they do that. Interesting. This JS bundle contains the code for all entry points in the Webpack. Okay, I'll just leave that alone. Let's go down to here. Yeah, right here. Plugin documentation. So inject true file name. So that's the template. Where do I specify? I want to make sure that it picks the right JS. Unless I'm confusing this already. Inject true. Title. File name. Template. We're using a template. Ready on templates. All right, let's see. Following variables available template. So let's see. So you can use the low-dash syntax, blah blah blah. The following variables are available with the template. Plugin data specify plugin files. Message and message representation asset by chunk. Attribute Webpack stats project. It contains mapping for entry point name and the bundle file name. Bundle file name. Well, let's just see if this works for now. We have the different HTML stuff. That's what's the most important right now. Not yarn, npm start. Oop. Path argument must be of type string. All right, what do we change here? Oh, okay. That'll do it. Video overlay HTML. All right. Okay, let's see. How's probably the bug? No.
I feel the need.
The need. Oh, speed. Hey, the Hinkle. Finkel? Roach Flaw. Welcome to the Goose Nest. You got any questions, comments, anything like that? Let me know. If not, just chill out, relax, enjoy the stream. Alright, looks like it's broken right here because this gives the necessary context to the module not found errors such as requesting resources. Requesting resources. But we don't have a single module, and then our colors got all screwed up again. What's up? How's it going? No, that's not what I wanted to copy. Let's look up this. I've never looked at this for Webpack. Webpack. Module not found plugin. Where is this located at? It's under React DevTools Utils. Okay. So it's a Dev Tools util. Yes, you did. You are one of those cute ducks. You can make your duck jump and spin. Otherwise, it just randomly moves around. All right. Well, what's the issue? I've never encountered this thing before, so I have no clue how this thing's supposed to function. What's up, Jeffrey? But here's the plugin. I'm gonna comment this out for now. Not sure how important that is. Look path. Yeah. How'd you get yours to jump so high? That's really funny. What the hell's wrong now? So it's the same error again. Did I spell everything correctly? That's always my first guess. So config. Live config. Let's go through let's go from the top. Video overlay. Video overlay. Video component. Config. Live config. And then starting with the JavaScript, in the source file. We got video overlay, video component, config file. Yeah. Live config. Yeah, right there. Yeah, if you land on others, you'll keep kind of jumping. I coded it that way. If you want to see something nuts, you can do this command. It's usually more exciting when more people are around.
Like strawberries.
I love them. So,
All right, let's see.
I didn't know that about strawberries.
So let's see. Error, load module extension, check required files, check required file, asset, insert path. I mean, there's no inclusion for anything else random, which is really annoying. So on line 39 of scripts start. So let's go to scripts, go into start, go to line 39. There we go. That's what it is. All right, it's good to be checked. So this is now video overlay HTML. It's a bunch of different files, so we're just gonna go with video overlay and then video app. Video overlay JS. We're just gonna go with that for now. Let's look up some more app HTML. HTML. Is there any other references? Prod reference and then a reference in the build.js, which we won't worry about. We're not going to be doing builds yet. All right, so it wants to launch.
I feel the need.
The need
for
for speed. ISEC 0. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Goose Nest. Really appreciate the company. If you got any questions, comments, like that, let me know. If not, just enjoy the stream. All right, let's see. So we should see. Okay, so the bundle.js includes everything. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy running in the context of the stream. Oh. So we need to make sure that we're set up to point to the right things. So let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to the extension app. So stream closed Captioner. And let's check the configuration settings for our current testing. Okay. So version assets, we're not worrying about that. Extension capabilities. Yes, I want to monetize my extension, so I'm going to add that in. This extension, we use chat capabilities. Not exactly sure. Yes, I want to use the extension configuration service. If present, the extension will be inactive unless the version string of the challenge developer segment matches this value. broadcaster writable channel segment version. All right, let's config URLs. Interesting. Anyway. GitHub. I don't got a lot of commands. I always forget to add more commands. Informational commands. I guess for now. Birthday hype. Nothing that sophisticated yet. We're a long ways off figuring out how to customize our the geese be that way. So we're running on port 5000. So let's change that real quick. Running on port 5000. Video overlay, video component, config path. We'll have the live config path to live underscore config. Let's change those settings. All right. So do you know if it's possible to, so no, I've tried that before, and you can't force it. You can't call the same route and force a re-render that way. One way I figured out to do that, nice combo with the goose hat. But one way I figured out that you can kind of force a re-render would be to basically toggle, and this is like a hacky solution, but basically you just toggle the VIF to force the code to go away and come back real quick. So you wrap whatever you want to be re-rendered in a VIF, or you re-trigger your loading state if you have a loading state for that component. All right, so we have this extension configured, point to the right stuff. So let me go to my developer dashboard. I'm gonna do it over here on the side where you can't see. My extensions. So unfortunately, since I wonder if I can get my other computer up and running and streaming. Maybe we can do that. Let me check something real quick. What's up, Sakulo? Didn't say hi. I got amused by your emote combos for the winter, but forgot to say hi. What up, dude? Alright, so the reason why I have to do this kind of hacky workflow real quick is because on my computer, for whatever reason, developer rig doesn't work well. Doesn't do the complete setup. So I have to do this roundabout way, or I have to basically test on an actual live channel. And since we're using a video overlay, all the more reason to test on live channel. So first I need to grab the ID for my test account / bot account. I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. I can't hack a simple. So I when I was looking at the GitHub issues, Ice, the reason why they do that is because of basically optimization. You know, why reload the same route if you're already on it, I guess. I guess one way around it would to actually physically trigger a browser reload, a full reload. But yeah, I think it's just like optimization stuff. So let me go into this extension and go into versions. Well, I don't want to view it on Twitch, actually. I want to go into here, and I want to go to do this. Oh, I can't see the test accounts. It's annoying. How about GitHub projects, maybe? Access. I forget which account this is. I think one's me. Let's look up on Postman real quick. Hack the thing. I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel because I had to go through the exact same thing you did. It was super annoying. Alright, get user info by ID. Who is this? That's Naders. I guess we'll just do the goose. What do I call it? What did I call you? Gooseman bot. I need your user ID, Gooseman bot. There we go. So let's go back to the dev rig. Versions. Here. Go to access, testing accounts. There. Alright, let's see if I can get my test account up and running. I need to trigger remote desktop. Oh, that's not the remote. Remote desktop. Alright, let me go over here. Which account is this using? This is using the wrong account. Great. Alright, give me a second. Gotta hide the goodies. Switch to this. Oops. Desktop. No, I don't want to use this account. Desktop. There we go. There we go. The method I'm using it to at the moment is to avoid the router is called test. And then you join a push into something and you can re-click again in the menu. Oh, I actually read that as a solution that some people were using. So oh, that sucks. Alright, I'll put this almost done here. Gotta throw this. Okay. So we got that. So I'm waiting for my computer to boot up so I can start streaming off of it. So I can do testing. Well, in the meantime, I guess off screen, I will go into that account and install that extension as a I'm sitting down today. I turned off webcam. Well, I didn't purposely turn off webcam. I over the weekend I replaced my PC case. So I got the H500 and NZXT H500 case. So when I was plugging in, I guess when I plugged in everything, I forgot to plug in the webcam, basically. So that's why I don't have a webcam tonight. I didn't want to crawl under the desk and plug it in. So this is my new case. What's social raid? Oh, whatever. Invites to extensions. So yeah, this count wants to use this extension. So activate as an overlay. Okay. Cool. And then you still can't see this on screen. On purpose. Now where is the remote desktop? Here we go. Exit that. What I want to do next is open up OBS on this secondary computer. The ATX Knox Hummer MX0. What the hell? What kind of case is that? Oh god, this computer's running slowly. So I'm remote connecting to it and it's running slowly. Oh god. Here. Oh, I can still. What is this program? Why are you still trying to launch? No way. No, I don't need you to report the ball to Microsoft. I just want you to go away. Thank you. Alright, we're almost done here. I'm on OBS. Open up. OBS is already running. Oh, okay. It just took a while for it to open up. Okay, so I need to switch profiles to the testing profile. Yeah, links are allowed. Standard rules apply for all links. Don't be dumb. Alright. So now that computer's streaming. So I should be able to go to twitch.tv/goosemanbot. Let me take a look at this. Oh, this is a sexy looking case. Look at that. That is pretty sexy looking. But my question is how's the inside? Because that's why I switched cases, because I needed to configure it. I needed to fit all my components and stuff like that. Why isn't this extension showing up? I am running. It is running up and running. Yes, it is. It doesn't say anything about the video component right now. I don't see it right here either. Let me check over here that I properly installed it on my Goosebot account. Okay, so it looks like it has a nice yeah, it has the to hide the power unit, and I assume looks like you can put the hard drives under there. This looks pretty good. Yeah, it's not that bad. Looks like there's a lot of slots for cable management. Alright, let's go back. That's the rating for a case, right? Right, Sog? 50 euros? Yeah, it's not that bad. I think I got mine for $75. So I think that's around 60 euros. I forget. I don't know what the exchange rate right now is right now. All right, let's see. So it is enabled. Video stream closed captioner is enabled. Oh, okay. It is here. This is a test to the stream as value. You may not already be ready for the prime time. Proceed with the familiar developer extension. Okay, interesting. So they just straight up like tell you, yeah, this extension isn't ready yet. Let me uninstall, deactivate these other extensions. So now to clutter the space. I'm gonna deactivate this one too. I have not seen the Hyper Beast one. I've only been looking at smaller form factors, mid towers. All right, let's see. Hyper Beast and NZXT. Oh my god. Look at this. Oh my god. I mean, look at that paint job on there. It looks awesome, but still.
I bet you're worth a lot more than that.
Nice airflow right up there. Looks like it's perforated right here all along. On that side. This is an intense looking case. Or a whole build. The puck. Oh man. Alright, accept. Grant access. Stream capture to which user allows users to know which user ID. Access granted. I guess I had to add myself as a stream tester if it's keep on doing that. Which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna close these right here real quick. You're gonna need a You have to do it justice. You got to do it right. Okay. So this should be loading the video component path. So it should be trying to load video or video overlay .html. That's what it should be trying to load. So, and we're getting a blank here. So let's try doing some stuff. So, So app was loaded. So I should have tried to load it everything. Why not? I must have screwed something up. More power than your own GPU. That's how much power you need. That one's always an ongoing project, the slobs one. So every once in a while, we'll go and code in that in Vue. Right now, we're working on the extension, both front end and back end. I'm just trying to get this extension up and running right now. For whatever reason, it's not going. Well, it's not even including any JavaScript. Which is strange. Inject. Was this root path? I don't think works anymore. Well, what? Why does that still work? What's up, Cophobia? How's it going, my dude? Oh, I wonder if this is cached. Empty cache, reload. Nope. Yeah, so if we check here, see we have this stuff, and then we should have imports right there. But when we do video overlay HTML, we got nothing importing in here. So we screwed something up. We royally screwed something up. I feel like cheating because I don't want to spend too much time working on this. So I'm gonna cheat right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take, where's the JavaScript file? Where is the all important JavaScript file? Well, actually, it doesn't even matter which JavaScript file we use. Because this was just initial setup to show off the React port. So we're gonna take this project and we're just gonna download the code from a zip, put it in a folder, and we're going to extract it. And then we're gonna basically empty out this whole directory. So all that work we were doing originally is all for naught because we're gonna delete it all. And that's just because I don't want to spend too much time doing configuration. We'll just base it off the example that Twitch set up for us. So we'll just do that. I think that's the best course of action. I hope. So I need to go into code. So we're gonna kill, whoop, not need to open up a new bash terminal. Where am I in here? What was I gonna do? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna overwrite everything. Oh yeah, I was gonna end this process. Okay. And then go into Twitch, Captioner. Just go ahead and delete everything. What's up, Akira? How's it going, man? How's the stream quality for you tonight? It doesn't want to delete the node modules folder for whatever reason. I don't think we have any processes blocking the node modules from using it. least I don't think so. Yeah, that's fine. Where'd that face? I forgot to plug in my webcam after doing the new PC build, or case swap, I guess. It's not a PC build. I just did a case swap. So I forgot to do that. So no face cam today because I don't want to crawl on the ground and find the USB cable and do that. All right, so I pasted everything in. We have our new stream captioner thing. So npm, so yarn. I guess everything's based off yarn for this project, so we'll do yarn for yarn install. This will take a little bit. I guess while that's going on, let's go into code. See code stream Twitch stream captioner. We'll just CD into this director if we need it. I'm using Visual Studio Code scuffed. Yeah, Visual Studio Code, and I'm using the Insiders Edition. That's just because I like to be on the bleeding edge and just see what's new. But Visual Studio Code with a shit ton of plugins and customized theme and custom theme and stuff like that installed. Okay, so yarn start should start it up. What happens if I want to start this up in HTTPS? That's the problem, first of all. Because if I get this running, but for school, I'm using Blue Griffin. Blue Griffin is actually the worst software ever. Oh, that feels bad, man. Yeah, usually at school, the professors just have like total crap ideas. Total crap software to use. Oh, we're running on 8080. Actually, I want to change this to port, a different port. So, port. Hopefully this recognizes 5000. I'm not sure. Actually, we should probably look at... We should run some of these commands too. Let's see. Yarn cert. Okay. So let's see. Let's go into config. Nope, not there. Port. Okay, so it's hard coded to 8080 down here. We're gonna switch it to port 5000. I've never heard of Blue Griffin though, so that just goes to show. I've heard of a couple IDs. Blue Griffin, never heard of that one. Let's see what happens if I do yarn host. What does that do? Yarn host. Is this gonna give me, is this gonna run in HTTPS? Yes, it's gonna run in HTTPS. Although it's running in localhost rig 5000. Interesting. So if I hit it from localhost rig 5000, oh god. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then video component. is here. So it looks like it ran something. Config. Dot. HTML. Okay, so it's loading. Okay. Alright. So I need to change the developer rig settings for version details, capabilities, asset hosting to be this URL. There. There. Get rid of that. Save. Okay. So I should be able to reload this, and that should hit the developer rig now. I don't see it airing out. That's a good thing. So now we need to change the video overlay. So it's including app. So let's go to components. Let's go to app, app.js. There's a lot going on in here. You found a weird bug in the YouTube iOS app. Interesting. Is there any setup that I missed for this? First time usage, yarn install, usage, yarn build, file structure, blah, 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 blah. So for now, we're just gonna kind of overwrite authentication, configuration service, blah, blah, blah. So for now, just to get this up and running, we're going to get rid of all this code and just do a return, a div that says hello. Hello. That's gonna do. iPhone X, so if you put your phone on landscape with camera, on the left side, cover the top left side of the corner of the screen with your finger, it maxes the volume. Oh, interesting. It's super annoying that it's forcing me to approve the app every single time I reload it, even though I'm the developer. Why didn't this render anything? Yeah, it compiled. I'm in the right thing, right? There's only one entry file. So it's my app.js right there. And then goes through here, does the constructor, initializes some authentication bullshit. Goes through here, component mount, doesn't block anything. This should render. Yeah, it's because it's developer mode. Also, it's an invalid SSL cert. Since I'm running it in locally, I don't actually have a valid SSL cert. But you need to serve all assets if you're going to be passing it through Twitch as SSL. So, yeah, that's why it says not secure. So this is actually trying to load my web page. Let's get the hell out of here this morning. That's funny. A little Easter egg. So it's going to be annoying unless it's probably going to ask me to grant. Yeah. Why does it do that? So here it is loading the video overlay.html. I go into here and I can see the header tag, React starter into here. But for whatever reason, it's not. There must be something. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Video overlay bundle.js. Content URL is not defined. Content URL is not defined. So we do got some errors. Current URL? Current URL. So this doesn't exist. Do I have to like run? Why doesn't that exist? That should exist. Or at least it should be trying to do the local mode development. I'm not mistaken. That's annoying. What we can do right now is just do a yarn build. So we can see right here the breakdown. So config panel. Oh, look. It actually doesn't have the video overlay bundle.js. That's missing. Oh, it's missing. Yeah. Did I ever build it before? No, there's mobile, panel, video overlays missing. Package. Is it because the context I'm running it in? Build true, build true, build true. So here's video overlay. Spending way too much time trying to figure this out. Annoying the hell out of me. I was hoping to get this done in the first hour. I copied over the kind of sort of Webpack issue. It's I copied over the example that Twitch had to make quote unquote faster development time for the extension. At least boilerplate setup. But it looks like that turned out to not be true. So Webpack or development dev rig. So panel, config, live config, mobile, video overlay, and video component. So this is missing right here. Oh, here we go. Build. Why aren't these building? That could probably fix it. So we're not doing, here we go. Yeah, this is it. So I was looking in the right spot. True, mobile. False. We don't care about mobile right now. Okay, that'll fix it. Let's see. Okay. Try reloading this. Accept. Now let's see what the errors we're dealing with. I don't see any errors. But I also don't see any anything printing out. We gotta like dive into these iframes. Oh, there it is. Hello. Okay. So it showed up. It just has a whatever background. Okay. Cool. So that worked actually. Okay. So it is up and running and it is hosting. It is right there. Let's go ahead and start doing some stuff to improve this or to give this a little bit more visibility. So let's just go ahead and make app light, app dark. We're just gonna make this the body. For now, we're gonna make body background color. The background color is gonna be white or that color, whatever. That came up. So there, we got hello. So we can see, so we can actually see where a video component takes up real estate. So you can see it right here. We have hello. We filled it in and stuff like that. The thing that I wanted to do for the extension is because we're going to be publishing events to this extension via the Twitch pub sub system. So we already have some good boilerplate right here of how things are set up. So we have authorization set up right here. Twitch configuration on change. So this is configuration broadcast. So this is listening to the configuration service, which is good. This is good boilerplate to have. The thing we need to actually set up right now is setting up in the JavaScript, listening to the publish subscribe. So what's feature flags? Is chat, oh, okay, is chat enabled? It's free real estate. My mic cut out right when I was whispering. Okay, so unauthorized, on context, bitrate, is media theater mode, playback, on air, on highlighted change. This function allows the extension to adjust its visibility when the user highlights the extension by hovering over the extension's menu icon or open menu in the video player. Ah, that's cool. So I can hook into this to make the extension do something when it's hovered. Basically the transparency. Position changed, don't care about that. Visibility change, don't care about that. Extensions, and this function is called when the front end sends directly to pub sub. We don't care about that. We want to listen. So extension listen. This function combines the callback to listen to a target topic. So looks like let's put it down here. Paste that in. Extension listen, and then I guess we give it, based off this documentation, we just pass it, it just receives a function. So extension listen. Close that out. And then target. So callback, hold on. Let me read this closer. Looks like I need to do this. This is the callback. And then the target is broadcasts. Fix this extra. So we're listening to the Twitch extension listen. We're listening to broadcasts to the channel. And then we get back and the callback, 3 arguments, target, context, and message. Let's throw that in there. The context type, the field that corresponds to the values, the send message. And then right now we'll just console log out target. I guess we'll do individual console logs for each one, so they show up on their own lines. I'm too lazy to try to anything else special. Message. Okay, so that should listen to any sort of Twitch, any sort of publishing to the pipeline or to the pub-sub, not pipeline, pub-sub. The console, any console errors in here? You can do console log target to label the console logs. Oh, that's true. That's a great point. But doing the copy and pasting with my Vim shortcuts was quicker. But actually, that's a good thing. I'll keep note of that next time. I forget that you can do that. That's some good advice. Okay, so I think I have this set up enough for listening to pub-sub messages. That's what I care about right now. I just want to make sure that if I publish to my extension, I receive the message. So now, after doing all of that, let's switch to start working on the back end stuff. So that's done for now. We're done with React. That's all we're going to worry about right for now. Just listening to that. Now we have to start working on the back end, which is our Rails server. So we're going to keep this up and running because we need this up and running on the stream. So hopefully by the end of the stream, we'll get to the point where we're publishing messages to our pub-sub pipeline. So let's get our server up and running. Docker Compose up. Uh-oh. $8080 is already bound because of this stupid thing was running on 8080 before, I think. Son of a bitch. That's super annoying. I don't want to worry about that crap for now. I can just change this Docker. Oh, well, oh, it's the Webpack dev server. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with Webpack yet, actually. So, I'm actually going to shut this off for now. That was just initial setup. Okay, now we should be back in action. Web has a link to Webpack, which is undefined. This is for future setup. I don't want to set up change the Webpack dev server port because then I have to go into the configurations and then change how the application listens to the Webpack port, which port it actually listens to. But we're not using Webpack yet within the context of the Rails server. I just initially set this up for future use or for when we get to it, but we don't need it right now. We're not doing any React or anything like that. We're doing vanilla HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The Twitch extension thing is a lot of fun, actually. Once it's just using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and they've been slowly adding in extra stuff for good integration. And then if they like your idea, you can also apply for AWS credit per year. Let's see. So blah 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 blah. Cannot start while mounting path. File exists. Make directory file exists. Cannot build. Now path. Captioner. What is going on? Let's just do this. Let's just rebuild the container. Maybe that'll fix it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This can take a little bit, or a couple, like a minute or two. So what is the next thing to tackle? So what we want to do is we need to set up a couple things. So let's go to the diagram that I had written up to illustrate what's going on. Where is my diagram? Here's my diagram. So is there a shortcut to see the? No, it doesn't look like it. Generate preview current diagram. So here's the diagram. So we're not going to implement login yet. We're going to hard code a couple things, but what I want to try to do is get the app generating signed JWT tokens, because a JWT, so we need to add a JWT token to the application, or the ability to generate JWT tokens. And then because we need that JWT token to publish messages to the Twitch pub subsystem. So their extension system requires a long running server to listen to pub sub events. Not possible to use Lambda. I'm just curious, not project related. So technically no. So the pub subsystem is basically, at least in terms of the sender, is just an API endpoint. So on the client side, the Twitch extension is hosted on Twitch. The HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that you see as an extension, so the one over my video, the ones below my video, those are all hosted on Twitch. So those are always live. Those are always listening to the WebSocket port. And then in terms of you, the message sender, publishing a string to the extension, this is just an API call. So that means you don't need a long running server for your extension. So you can use Lambda functions. It can boot up. It can boot up whenever it receives an action, whatever it is, and then it just sends a request to the API endpoint that will publish out the message. So it's asynchronous, that's for sure. Which is nice, the way they set it up. Because they set it up with running services in Lambda in mind. All right, so the server actually got up and running. So where are we running the server on? On port. Oh, we're running it on 5000. No. We're running the other server. Oh, all right, let's just redo that so it doesn't run on 5000. Yeah, for the extension that you currently see over the video that actually has like a little blurb of information, that one I am actually using the pub subsystem just to publish out simple updates. So on my end, if I ended up changing what that text box says, it'll publish out the contents, or it publishes out the event, I think, and then the extension will hit the API endpoint fetching the information. All right, so localhost 4000. Okay, it's working. So this is the thing we worked on a couple days back.
I feel the need.
Stroth J.
For speed.
Thank you very much for all, man. Welcome to the Goose Nest. Thanks for the questions. Yeah, I do have a little bit of experience building extensions. I think I've built 4 or 5 now. So if you got questions about it, I'm pretty sure I have some knowledge, or I'm able to answer your questions to some extent. So here's the the speech to text example code that we've written up a couple days back. So this is still working. The server's running and all that type of good stuff, and it's writing out dictation of what I'm saying. And it's throttled at one write a second, because that's how the Twitch pub subsystem is. It's rate limited to 1 message a second per channel. All right, so let's just close that. Close that. Okay, so now we're in Rails land. So there's a couple things we need to do. So in order to create JWT tokens, so I need to be able to give a JWT token. So let's look at the reference guide. So if I go to send an extension pub sub message over here in the docs, here's here's the documentation. Here's actually the request that you would make to send to a channel. So you see, you just do a post request specifically to a channel, and then you put in the payload. The thing we need to do though is have the token, generate a token that we send as authorization for our extension's behalf. So we need to add, and this is a sign JWT. So in our Rails application, we need to start setting up that stuff. So let's see, Ruby JWT. So I think we'll need to install the Ruby JWT library or gem that will create JWTs for us. So you can see right here, we can encode and decode if we need to. So we need to add JWT as a gem to our gem file. So where do I want to put it? I guess I'll put it down here. Gem is JWT. What version are we on right now? Maybe we should code it to a specific version. 210. Do. 210. All right, so let's just open up a terminal right here. And we're gonna run bundle install basically. So docker exec run bundle install. Oh, exec web bundle install. There we go. Oh, because I didn't do a comma, I did a period. All right. So now we're gonna do the install. This is the almost exact equivalent to running npm install, yarn install, but just for Ruby. Okay, so JWT is installed. So we got that going for us. So now, in order to sign a JWT token for our requests, we need the secret. So I think use Node-RGO for the backend. This is the first time on stream that I'm actually using Rails. All my other extensions are all written in Node, and they're running serverless functions. So this is the first time that I'm actually having a dedicated server to run, and that's because I need to have persistent state, because the user will need to go to, the broadcaster will need to go to a website, sign in, sign up, basically, and then and then have that website open so it listens to him. To config Vagrant back in the day, oh man, that's pretty far back. I mean, if you've done anything with Python, Ruby and Python are pretty straightforward languages. They can do a lot. So, let's see. Let's look at the docs in terms of authentication. Let's see. So your EBS needs to verify communication to receive any JAX. So this is verifying. Signing JWTs. In addition to verifying its tokens, signing your EBS needs to be able to sign new JWTs for calls to various extension endpoints. Use JWT mechanism for sign EBS. You need to set expiration. Okay, so I just have to, I was wondering if I had to do a base 64 encode, but I don't see that anywhere. Okay, so we're going to be using something that's new to me that is also new to Rails, is you're able to keep secrets in your Rails project and it actually encrypts it. So you can actually keep, you can store secrets in your Rails project without the worry of exposing them, because they'll be encrypted in the file. So even if you were to accidentally leak it, like on stream right now, if I were to show it and showed the encrypted version, then you wouldn't know what it is. And so there's a whole mechanism behind that, new mechanism behind that. So I want to look that up right now. So it's new in Rails 5.2. Here it is. I think this is the credentials thing. So I think the first thing I need to do is generate a secret key. And I can do that via command. So this is beyond the scope of the guide, informing how to secure your application. Stored in the config YAML. Rails generates a credentials YAML and to store third-party credentials with repo. So, big master key. Yeah, so there should be a, in the get ignore, it should ignore some master key stuff. By default, secret key base is used to the other credentials. The credentials added to the secret key URLs. All right, let me check something real quick. Do, do, do. Let me see something. Yeah, I definitely want to try to use this mechanism so I don't accidentally leak my keys, because every streamer's done that. I accidentally open up a file. Let's see, if I run this command, what does this look like? You've used a similar feature in Ansible before? Cool. Why does it keep on doing that stupid thing? It keeps on saying Ruby/R. Is there anywhere in my project where I'm saying Ruby/R? Real quick. What I mean by that is this error. So there's this error that you can barely see behind the ducks that says EV root such file or no such file or directory. And I have no clue why that's happening. Let me go back over here as I tinker with some stuff. So to edit credentials, blah, blah, blah. Let me see something. Let me go into bin Rails. Yeah, why does this... Alright. Let's look up this error. It's not giving me line numbers or anything, which is really annoying. Alright, let's see. So it has to do with line endings. So there's a file somewhere with a shitty line ending. Convert all the /Rs. I don't think this is gonna work right now. That's annoying. That's because I did it across. I did this setup across two systems. Yeah. And then we're inside of the container right now. Sudo DOS to Unix. Yeah. Let me get out of here. Let's try this. Sudo apt install DOS to Unix. Yep. Okay. We'll see if we can do the conversion outside of the container. Rails custom credentials. Wonder if there's any better guides. Here we go. So when you upgrade to 5.2, the file that you're going to store all your private credentials is that one. It's an extension suggests that it's encrypted. This is why it's safe. Version of file into your source code. This is why it is safe to version this file in your source code. Source code. All right, so it's going through its paces, converting, getting rid of all the shitty line endings. Fingers crossed as we read through this. Config master key, which is a file where Rails master key would be placed. So where is our, do we have a config master key file? We don't. It's not a good idea to version this. There's control, you need to keep it as a secret. Make sure you list it, git ignore. And here's the command we were trying to run before. By the time you run the command, if master key and config don't exist, Rails will take care of creating them on your behalf. Let's assume that the unencrypted version of it looks like this. Okay, so that's how you add. Okay, so then you do this. Editor config. Ah. Let's do that then. All right, well, this finished. Let's go back into the Docker container real quick. Let me go into be right back. Try running this command again. Credentials. This is gonna, let's see if this complains at me. Okay, it didn't. But it did barf an error at me. Oh crap. I think running that command screwed some things up. Dang, hold on. Oh no, I didn't. What the hell? Clear. Let's clear the terminal. I need to see what this is gonna do. Doesn't know how to build credentials. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we did get past that error. I can see it right here. Let me run this command right here. So credentials, no editor, open file, assign the main, if editor. I think I have. So it's asking for an editor, like in the example. I'm just gonna specify Vim as my editor of choice. So let's see, indent style spaces and indent size 2, yeah. End of line, insert final new line, yep. Trim white spaces, yep. All those look like stuff I want. Yeah, cool. I'll do this. I'll do that then. That all makes sense to me. Still getting some errors. I don't want to show my screen yet, just in case I accidentally leak something as I'm trying to do this setup. Let me clear this. Oh crap. Oh crap. There we go. That is handy. Alright, I'm running the command again. Okay, so I got an error. Let's see. What's this error complaining about? Looks like it's a decryption error, and that's probably because I'm missing the master key thing. Yep, I'm going to be deploying to AWS. The plan is to use Fargate, containerized deployment, which is why I did Docker. It'll be my first time actually doing it, so it's going to be a learning experience. So yeah, I'm getting a bunch of errors. So I think I'm going to, so it's not good for version, so blah blah. Open the Vim editor, decrypt the versions of the file. When you save it, then you'll see the encrypted version. I do have Vim in this. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. By the time. So it won't be forever though. So I wanted to generate. I think I need to do it for I think I need to get it to regenerate because I kind of hosed this setup across 2 different computers. There is the master key right. What's the error? Invalid message, active support message, invalid message. Why is that? I'm going to delete these 2 files and then try running the command again. Okay. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I can't show you what I'm doing, but if you go in and you run that command, basically it decrypts the file for you, and then it loads it into Vim so you can edit it. And then I'm assuming once I close the file, it encrypts it back. So you can see, like, I deleted the 2 files because I think I was getting the error because the original encrypted file was encrypted with a different key because I originally had created this project up on another computer, and the master key didn't carry over because it's not committed to source. So it was erroring out because the master key did not match the credentials YAML for decoding it, so it's just erroring out. So once I deleted the credentials and the master, and it regenerated it created the master key and then generated a credentials YAML with that master key, everything worked fine. So when I run this command, I'll open up and display the content. So the only thing I can't show on stream is this master key. or else that would technically that'll give you access to my credentials. Or you can decrypt it credentials. So, okay. So what I need to do right now that we figured that out, I actually need to go and grab my Twitch secret, my extension secret, and save it into the project for signing. So now I have to go back to the screen where you can't see anything. Let's see. You know that? No. Because I don't have the webcam on. That screen doesn't make sense. So I should be able to run this command to open up the credentials. Boom. It's open. Okay. So they do have an example on here how they set things up with the AWS. But I'm going to set this up with Twitch. And then space. 2 spaces. Secret. And I got to go to the so I got to go to my developer dashboard to actually fetch the information. So I have to go dev Twitch TV. I go to my dashboard. And then under settings, that's where you'll find your secret key for your extension. So you just have to imagine this, that I'm doing this. There's a specific tab for the secret key. So you can go with know with confidence that you're not actually going to expose it unless you actually go into that tab. And then I guess I'll just go ahead and add my client ID in here. Even though the client ID is public information, I'll just add it in here. Client. Just so they're adjacent to each other, the data. Okay, so that's the client ID. So let's see. If I run this, if I open this up, let's see. I think it's decrypting it. Okay. And then, yeah. So if I closed it and I reopened it and I see the data in there. That is awesome. All right. Now I don't have to worry about accidentally leaking something. Because it's encrypted in that file. I never have to look at it again. Hey, this is still running. 8 is still running. Okay. Alright, so we go that, close that. Okay, so now we need to actually set up some so there's 2 ways we can do the work. Well, first let's create a service that would handle our JWT token. So we're going to create a new folder called services. Oh no, we don't want to we want to create the folder under the app directory. Services. And we're going to try to take a stab at TDD, Trust Driven Development, which is going to slow us down initially because I don't think we're set up with RSpec or anything like that. So we want to try to build out, so we're going to try to use test-driven development for this project. It's definitely a pain in the butt initially because you just so want to just start developing right away. But I'm gonna bookmark this page actually. All right, so the testing framework I want to use that's very common in Rails is RSpec. So I want to set up RSpec. Where is the getting started? Okay, so in here we have to install, so let's see if there's a nice guide. Rails RSpec. Getting started. All right. So Rails RSpec into the gem. We'll just follow this guide right here. So this generated that. So bundle. Want to do the bundle install for the new RSpec gem that we just added. And then we want to run the generator that will scaffold out the whole framework for RSpec. So under, there'll be a spec folder that I'll created, and then it initially has our spec helper and our Rails helper. And then we don't want to create a scaffold for that. So yeah, so now that I have that set up, is there a service feature creation? Observer, helper, controller, model, integration. What's the feature? I'm curious. Rails generate RSpec. The RSpec is normally generated alongside the application components. For instance, Rails generate model will generate RSpec file. Note that the generators that help you get started, there are no substitute for writing your own examples. They are guaranteed to work. RSpec generators can also be independently run. So in this case, since we're trying to do TDD, we want to generate the RSpec tests first, and then write our code. I wonder if I can do service. I wonder if it's smart enough to see services. Twitch. JWT. Oh yeah, so service isn't there. Well, I guess we're gonna find out right now what feature does. Okay, so just created a features folder and then that. Okay. Well, we're gonna do, let's rename this to services. And do the JWT spec. So if I run RSpec spec, what's going to happen? Alright, so I went in here and I tried to run the test, but there's nothing implemented, so it just says nothing. So what do we want our JWT service to do? So we're gonna look for actually Twitch rename to Twitch JWT. Respect feature. We're switching this to a describe block. Why did this not change the name? Did I need change the name somewhere else? Delete this. Twitch. JWT. Twitch. JWT. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, so it do and so we expect to so we're gonna kind of like hide all this stuff. Set the password nil, so decode. I guess what we want to do is we just want to sign the token. Create sign token. So what we want to do is we want to call Twitch JWT, and we want to do call sign token. So expect sign token to equal just some, I don't even know what it's gonna look like, so we're just gonna do some garbage. So our spec. So we expect this to fail because we don't, and we'll see right here. Uninitialized constant Twitch JWT. So it can't find a Twitch JWT. So let's create a Twitch JWT.rb. And I'm not even sure if this will still pass, even if we defined it. So we might need to include the file path for loading class Twitch JWT. Spec. We might want to, let me try and actually setting up guard. So Ruby guard gem. This is an auto runner, so after we make a change, this will just rerun the tests. This is what guard does. So if I go to the gem file and go here and then install gem guard, and then I'll have to run bundle. And then bundle exec guard. So this set up some. So we installed the guard gem. We generated a guard file. so it knows how to run. And then we might need to install guard RSpec. Let's see. I forget if we need to do, here we go, guard RSpec. Alright. This will make integration with the RSpec better. Add a guard definition to your guard file for RSpec. Oops, forgot to run bundle. Add the init. So now it added RSpec to that guard file. Bundle. Guess they're guiding to do a bundle update. Just in case. Okay. Okay, so now I should be able to do bundle, exec, guard. And now it should just constantly be listening. It's a file watcher, just like Jest or other test runners that do like have the watch command. RSpec enables that for us because RSpec out of the box doesn't do file watching. So you partnered it up with something like guard to do that for you. So yeah, so we still have a failing test. Real services folder. Forget if I have to add a services folder. Okay, he doesn't say anything. Okay, freaking A. I keep on forgetting. If I click that, it just completely hoses the history, which is freaking annoying. Alright, scroll up. Uninitialized constant Twitch JWT. This could just be import path stuff. Like Twitch is not picking up the new folder. Like the different varieties of objects. Objects can be grouped by spaces, organize them using that. I'm not sure why it's airing out now. Because I do have the Clash Twitch JWT. So I should find the class. Ugh, I keep on freaking doing that. Some nasty. Alright. Simple experimentation right here. I'm going to drag this into models and see what happens.
You are at the Rain Dragon Robotics headquarters. We have brought you back to life and given you a new upgrade. Your last
Okay.
We found you in the city, broken in pieces, laying in the rain. We have spent the last 3 years rebuilding you from scratch. Now tell me, can you move your arms?
Let's see. I'm probably missing a configuration setup of some sort. Model. Twitch. JWT. Try this. Whoops, not mode, model. And then this. Delete that for now. Save that. Open up guard, or start up guard again.
Now you're standing close to me. I feel your body shiver.
So we got an error. Initialize const Twitch JWT. Same thing again. I'm missing something, which sucks. Let's see. Rails generate scaffold. Model. JWT. Let's see this again. Generate model JWT. Overwrite. Capital yes. Oh. That's why I screwed things up. Okay. That explains a lot. File naming. GWT. Alright, well. Let's yeah, well, we'll leave that alone. We don't care about migration. I've been stuck between two different frameworks, or different frameworks. I can't even remember how to do anything. Feels bad, man. Let's see, so it creates new signed token. Do and So Twitch JWT. Create or assign token. Let's just run RSpec. Okay, now we're in business. Now we're getting a failure sign token. Now we're exactly where we want to be. So, let's see. So what do we need it to do? So now we're in business. So based off the docs, nice musical truck, Sakilo. Nice musical touch. Touch. All right, so we need to implement assign G2, and we're doing this TDD style. So that means that we get the beautiful benefit of doing things incrementally. We're gonna try to practice our TDD principles. So let's take a look at the error again. So our error is that the definition sign token is missing. So what we expect for a signed token is that we have some sort of expiration date and all type of stuff. So basically this is what it looks like. User role, and then an expiration date. So let's see. So, well, we should actually write out an expectation. So signed token. So we get a signed token, and then we expect signed underscore token. So what we want to do is actually, we don't want to compare the signed. What we should do is we should decode it and check that the data looks good. So Twitch JWT dot decode token. Or I guess, or sign token is an action, so we should just call it sign token. And then this is a signed token. So the signed token is that. So 2 equal, and then we expect it to be equal to, we'll just use this example for now. The expiration is going to be tricky. Oh, whoa. That's one thing that's going to be tricky. I believe. Oh yeah, that's right. VS Code doesn't know how to format my Ruby code. Feels bad, man. So we're still going to get the same error. It's going to say sign token. Yeah, sign token. We don't have sign token. So now we need to implement the method def sign token. Open mailbox. Hey, delivering 11 viewers with the host. It's been a while since you've hosted. I think like it was a while, but it was a little while ago that you did the host, right? How's it going? You know what? I need to follow you. That's one thing I forgot to do. Don't show myself. Don't show myself. Okay. I'm already following you. You're always streaming when I'm streaming. That's why I never see you streaming. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, man. Working on a new extension. Right now we're working on the back end. We're trying to enforce ourselves to do some TDD. So we're starting this project from scratch. But welcome everyone. Welcome to the Goose Nest. Yeah, we're starting this project completely from scratch. So right now we're working on this. We're setting up the project. We got tests running. And now we have a test that checking for signed token. And we want our Twitch JWT class to sign a token, and then we want to decode that token and make sure that it looks like some sort of payload. Hard to host when I'm done because people just watch stream. Gotcha. Yeah, so we need to implement all this logic. So we just implemented the signed token method, although the test runner is not doing file watches for whatever reason. It was super rough. No tooling approval process was terrible. The documentation is a lot more clear, and the new developer rig should make things a lot easier, although I can't run the developer rig on my computer. Haha. Haha. Oh wait, this is a class method. That's why it's barfing at me. It's a class self. So this is a class method, not an instance method. So that's why it's airing out that it can't find it. Again, yeah, I can't run the rig. So they made it really easy. You can run this script file that will, do all the setup for you, set up the cert and all the type of stuff, install the stuff. It fails during that step for me. Other people have success with it, but I don't. So I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, the way I learned from day one. Okay, so we set up signed token. But that didn't work, or it went through and then it said can't find decode token. So now we need to implement def decode token. So there's like some weird, I think it's during the setup for the SSL certs, that's part of the script, always fails for me. I don't know why. It just does. It's my luck. Tooling, I always fight tooling. Full rails. Full rails. There's plans to make this application a lot more complex in the future. But the new extension's going to require an actual server running, not just serverless functions. All right, so decode token didn't exist. So now we're getting this error. We expected that the signed token, the token that was signed, to look like this, but it doesn't look like that.
I feel the need.
The need for speed. Hey, Wasted FX. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Goose Nest. Enjoy your time here. Just chill out. Enjoy the music. If you got any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, just keep on doing you. All right. So we actually have to get the signed token to actually spit out a token. So let's go back to the JDBT library. Let's require JDBT, first of all. And then we just need to Actually, we should get this to use our user ID because we need to sign it with our user ID. I always forget what my user ID is though, so we're gonna look that up right now. It's like 127025456 or something like that. I never remember it off the top of my head. Back to Gooseman. 1207. I was kind of sort of close. All right, so we expect the user ID to be equal to. Whoops. Nope. Copy. Copy it. No. Why won't you copy it? Paste it. Copy. And paste. There you go. Their docs look like they are annotated with TypeScript types, so it looks like they might have support for it, so you could avoid the regular JavaScript if that's not your jam. Now I'm gonna stick with the JavaScript, and besides, like I'm gonna be doing very little. I mean, in the end, they don't care about what you're hosting. Oh, okay. TypeScript could be useful for integrating with their library, but then again, they don't really have much of a library. I'll be curious to see. I think the developer rig is the dev rig is written in TypeScript though, if I remember correctly. But you're no zealot. What the workflow like is it? So what the dev rig is supposed to make it a lot easier, but since I can't run it, oh well. So this is the user ID. I'm just gonna hard code the user ID to be my owner ID to be this. This is never gonna change. So we need to create the payload. So the payload is going to be expiration, user ID, role. I think I just have to set user ID. User ID is equal to owner ID, and role is equal to broad or external. Node.js is my mortal enemy, so I've had to wait until I feel particularly salty. I'll say JavaScript, especially the lack of dependency injection when I let back work. Injection and stuff, I'm mostly doing front end. That here's the most amazing though. That's why I say sharp. Yeah, I used to hate working in JavaScript, although as they've gotten better with JavaScript, I mean, Angular 1 dependency injection, because you couldn't do dependency injection elegantly in JavaScript before that. Oh, God. So bad. So painful. Okay, so this is how you encode a JWT. Set nil, so JWT encode. So set nil as password parameter. What's the none part? What's the nunya for? Oh, that's the hashing. There are JavaScript, always need like 20 different packages to compile any given project. It makes it GCC. That's true. That's 100% true. Alright, so Let's take this encode. Yeah, the payload. For the password, we actually need to use the new Rails password scheme. I think I bookmarked it already. I don't remember how to access it. Credentials. Running browser naming. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. How do you fetch credentials? Okay, so this is how you do it. Rails application, credentials, and then in my case, so Rails application credentials, Twitch dot secret. That's what I set it as. Secret, but then I have to do the colon. That. So I set up in my application to have the secret, I'm gonna let this keep on running. It sucks that it's not picking up the file changes. Why is it still getting nil? Sign token. I'm signing the token. Sign token. And it passes it right there. Okay, whatever. Oh, you can do different environments too. That's cool. Let me check the docs over here real quick for the JWT scheme. No, that doesn't say anything. Design. Building. JWT. You develop web application for analytics and development countries, so main concern is bundle size, parsing time, code. I getcha. That's yeah. The challenge of bundle size is pretty crazy, especially for that context. So I could have sworn before in the JWT scheme, they say to encode it in a certain way, but I don't see it in here. I got some smoking crack. That's the conclusion. Gooseman is just smoking the crack. Hallucinating. What's the last parameter, bros? So we're supposed to be JWT encode payload with the secret none. But the language is so boring. That's really funny. It's the first time I've ever heard someone reference Go as boring. Alright, I don't get... Okay, so this is supposed to be returning back... So this is supposed to be returning back something, at least. How do you set... And also, how do you specify expiration? Handle expiration claims. I guess I have to just input it in here for I know the JWT library for JavaScript actually lets you specify it a different way. And then now.i. We'll just do 100. It's your new bromance. Go. As I don't consider most JavaScript alternatives languages. When the end of the day, you still have to transpile them to JavaScript. They're just different abstractions. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't jumped on TypeScript, because it's just a JavaScript abstraction. So for me, I just rather just stick with JavaScript. Because sometimes I find that although TypeScript has gotten a lot of good traction, sometimes those type of things, those type of projects just die. But I guess since Microsoft is backing it, it's not that big of a deal. All right, let's run the tests. Oh, well, I guess we're still getting failures because it's not decoding the token now. So we have the expiration, payload, we have external and stuff like that. We actually have to get a decode working. So now we have to decode the token. So we don't care about verifying it if we're going to decode it. Alright, so there you go. It did decode. Algorithm none. So that's new in the payload. See, I'm paranoid that there is, for the JWT stuff, it mentions somewhere that it uses a certain algorithm or something. And I am going to miss that. JSON Web Tokens. Let's see what this says. When developing Twitch extensions, it's important to fully understand JSON Web Tokens. So extension uses it in two contexts: when extension is loaded and the broadcaster, blah, 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 blah. We already know about all this. The secret is base64 encoded. The secret provided to you in the extension dashboard is a base64 encoded string. Depending on the JWT library you use, you probably will have to decode the string before using it as a parameter to sign or verify a token. There you go. I found it. The folder to enable additional language features. Then you can annotate your types with the JS docs. So, we'll use it during the gradual migration. VS Code also added. They just announced a new feature for JavaScript and TypeScript for intelligent analytics, or and like it's IntelliSense on steroids or something like that. They just announced it too. So here's the secret. So the secret that were passed in is base64 code. I knew there was something that I needed to do. So it was base64 encoded, the token. So now the question is, do I have to decode it for this library? Because I know for the JavaScript library, it does. I have to decode it. No. The AI integration is for VS Code also. Let's see. It's for both. I'm not even looking in the right spot. Yeah, IntelliSense. I forgot what it was exactly called, but it's there. VS Code, JS AI IntelliSense, IntelliCode. There you go. Yep. There you go. You can install it for VS Code. See Preview Edition. So you can just install it now. I had it installed on one of my other laptops. I just haven't synced over everything. So that's why I don't have it installed over here. I'm not going to reload it. At the Vim key binding extension, I'm like 90%. I know. I use the Vim key binding extension all the time. Or I have it active right now. Yeah, there's a couple annoying things with, at least for me, for the Vim extension. But for the most part, it's good. The one thing I hate the most is copy and paste. Sometimes it acts super weird when I'm copying and pasting stuff. Okay, so alg_none is the additional item we should expect in the payload. So it's so we get an array. Which is kind of weird. So if we check this, we should see better matching. you can go back and forward in code panels using the mouse, back and forth buttons. Oh, there's I mean, you can always do the GT too. See, I'm like super lazy sometimes at the Vim configuration at work on my work laptop is slightly different, so I don't. Sometimes I don't do certain Vim commands on this computer because I don't have it. I was too lazy to set them up. So roll external. I have to change this to get. These are using hash rocket syntax. Maybe this will work. Does. No, what I mean is you've actually on my Mac, I actually use. Sometimes I also code in Vim and Tmux. So that's what I meant more specifically. This is annoying. That it's forcing me to try to be super specific. I could probably change this. I forget how to change a test to do. Whoops, that's not right. And then I use but to my VS Codes, I use the extension settings sync or whatever it's called. So that's how I usually sync my settings over between my various VS Code instances. It's just that I have to remember to publish my settings between when I update them on a certain computer. I know you can do auto publish and auto pull, but I have it set to manually publish. Expected this, got that. That's really annoying because that's what I had before. So, whoa. Not paying attention. The one thing we had to fix is the expiration token. I have to figure out how to generate the expiration token. So all it's matching. The only thing that's not matching is the expiration token. Yeah, this is the one thing that's the gotcha. I guess what I can do is create a method called a private method. Expiration time. So strat's going to be, to make this testable, we're gonna have a method called generate expiration time. And what we're gonna do is, in the test, we're actually gonna stub that method to return back a hard-coded value. So let's look that up. RSpec stub method. Stub. You don't want to use a double. I just want to stub out something. Yeah, stub methods. Okay, so it is just stub methods. Here we go. This is what we want. So this will make it testable. So allow Twitch JWT to receive our generate expiration time. And return let's say let expiration time. So this will generate the expiration time. So this gets called, this gets instantiating called so that it sets that value. And then we expect this to equal that also. Let's see if that works. Yep. Woo. So we didn't have to do anything hacky because we noticed we were able to extract out that generate expiration time into a different method, and then we stub it so that we tell it that always return back this value. So this variable gets set and is frozen to that value that it gets set at, and then we can use it in both locations. So we don't have to worry about the time delta between when we first sign it and when we're trying to decode and match it. We could probably test this token all on its own by breaking this up into two different tests. So before I think colon all. Let me see if this is gonna break the test. Oh, yeah, because we're accessing it through that. Okay. Declaration are not intended to be called from the before context hook. Yeah. Okay, so I can't do it that way. But let's break this up into two separate tests. So we got it green. Let's try fixing things, splitting this up. So what we'll do is we'll just create a sign token. And then expect. We're not going to know what the sign token actually looks like. Oh, hold on. Can we do this? There's a sign token. I guess the sign token will always look the same if we set the time. Let's see, Ruby class. I want to set the time to a very specific time for Ruby. Time. I guess we can do time parse and set it to 12 o'clock. Maybe that'll work. Okay. There we go. So time parse. So this should always return back the same token all the time, is what I expect to be. So this first run's gonna fail. I need to create a new test, actually. Over here. Decode a token. So it can decode a token, and then we'll do the same thing we did up here. So they kind of build on each other. So sign token, and then expect that. So this test should pass, this test should fail, is my expectation. So both fail, actually. Oof. Let's see, time now 2i. Do I have to do a 2i? 2i. So the precision was off right there. So yeah, so 2 examples, 1 failure. Local, undefined local variable sign token. Sign token. So this should fail again because the hash, actual token hash won't match. Why don't we upset here? Yeah. So I should be able to just copy this, paste that in, and this should always match across all the runs because we stubbed out the expiration time function to always set the expiration to the same time all the time. At least that's my expectation. Sign token. It's a string object. See if I do it 2s. Oops. Guess after we've passed this test, we'll call it a night. Same thing. What is this thing returning? The JWT library? What's token? So encode. I guess, to equal. Let's try that. Set a to be to equal. Maybe that'll do it. Because I think it's okay. There we go. Yeah. So to be was inadvertently checking whether it's a specific class, whereas equality is checking the value. Okay. My bad. Cool. So at least we got the JWT set up. So we have 3 different methods. One that signs a token with the secret. One that decodes the token if we need it. And then a generate expiration time. And we have those methods, which is going to be critical for the next step of taking that JWT, passing it to the front end to use to publish to the Twitch pub sub system. So we did a lot of project setup and configuration. I love that this is just listening to me talk this whole time. Woo! Oh, didn't catch. Woo! But yeah, so the next thing we're gonna have to do is set it up so that we generate a signed token, publish that out, or give that to the front end here, and then the front end does requests to the Twitch pub sub endpoint with this text right here. That will be the next step on Wednesday. That will be next up on Wednesday. Well, that's close enough. I said next step, but it's a next up. So, whatevs. Whatevs. Speech to text, my blobber thing. And then this, so we verified this is running, all type of stuff. Okay. Let me start shutting things down. Let me kill the other stream PC. I'm streaming on the PC. Uh-oh, I closed the remote desktop. Remote desktop. That's not my remote desktop. Oh, I'll have to check on it later. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the input, all the chatting and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of setup, a lot of configuration. We're just setting things up, knocking things down as we go through things. Yeah, it feels good to do a little bit of TDD as we were able to suss out some small details to make sure that this thing's testable instead of going the other way around and breaking code. So now we got at least a testable JWT little library or service. Let's do this. All right. Thanks for all the new follow, guys. Thanks for the company again. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good couple days of your week. Hopefully you stop by on Wednesday. Thank you, Mailbox, Open Mailbox, to be more specific, for the host. Bringing in those 11 new gooselings. The flock. Yeah, Stroth, thanks for stopping by, man. We'll be making better progress on Wednesday, so if you want to stop by on Wednesday, we'll be getting text-to-speech publishing to our very ugly extension on Twitch. So that's the goal, setting up that pipeline to hand off the JWT to the front end, which is just a statically rendered application right now. Yeah, so thanks for the company. Hopefully time development, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that developer time ramps up as we start cracking through all this stuff, because a lot of this stuff's just slowing down with configuration. So now we're starting to get into the actual coding. So fingers crossed. We gotta make progress. We want to try to get. Well, we have 2 months to get this done. So 2 stream months. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.